UX, available for CX and UX consulting, projects, and training. Contact us for a free consultation.
Good morning, everybody. This is an impromptu surprise live stream. I wanted to talk a little bit about how to teach YouTube and LinkedIn algorithms what you like and don't like based on my partial understanding of this, because I think it's a question I've had, like, how does YouTube or LinkedIn know what I like, and how do they know to show me less of something I don't like? And you might be wondering that. And of course, as someone who goes live a lot and has presences on YouTube and LinkedIn, I'm wondering how you can show LinkedIn if you like me. And if you don't like me, this advice it will work as well. And if you don't like me, thanks for watching my video. So let me talk about YouTube first, since that's a little bit easier. And we are live. If you want to ask questions, you can. But again, I'm not an algorithm expert. I'm just figuring this out with the rest of everybody else and reading what I can. Certainly on YouTube, YouTube is looking for you to press like. They're looking for you to comment. And that helps YouTube know that there's quality there that's worth them sharing. Because remember, when you go through YouTube, they recommend some random things to you. So even my videos will get randomly recommended to people. But that's based on what you do. So if you press like, if you comment, YouTube goes, oh, this must be something pretty good. Maybe we should show it to some other people. So even if you watched 5 minutes of my video, 10 minutes of my video, if there was something there that you liked, it would be really important to press the like button. Now, you know this from all of the YouTube creators you watch who stop everything to tell you, please press like and please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I would like you to do also. Please subscribe to the Delta CX YouTube channel. Now, I don't have my channel monetized, so I'm not telling you this so that I get money. I'm telling you this so that we teach the YouTube algorithm that people like some of what I'm saying. So pressing like, writing a comment, subscribing all help YouTube learn who likes my stuff and how much do you like it. YouTube's also looking at how much of my video do you watch. Now, I can't say please watch more of the video than you find interesting, but one thing I've been doing with my own videos lately when I check on them is I watch it at 1.5x, and I try to speak at a medium pace and fairly clearly. So if you run the video at 1.5x, you'll probably still make sense of most of it, unless English is not a totally comfortable language for you. I would say please watch more of my video if you can. That would certainly teach YouTube people like what I'm saying. The statistics tell me that even though most of my videos run about an hour, many people who don't watch it live watch about 20 minutes. That's not bad, but it could certainly be more. So that's a little bit about what you can do on YouTube to show YouTube that you like what I'm doing. So again, likes, comments, watch a little longer, maybe at a higher speed. Share it out if you like it. I see a lot of people do share it out on Twitter and LinkedIn, and you can always tag me, Debbie Levitt on LinkedIn, and on Twitter, Delta_CX. Now let's talk about LinkedIn, because it's a little more complicated. They change the algorithm from time to time. People don't totally understand what's going on there. So here's what I can understand as of now, mid-May 2020. So first of all, LinkedIn is looking for some of the same things YouTube is. They're looking for you to like a post that I write. Say I write a post. Did you press like, or did you say celebrate, or did you say something else? Did you comment on it? So one of the best things you can do is commenting on it, because then LinkedIn goes, aha, this post was worth someone's time to comment on it, to take the time to write something and send it in. Now remember, LinkedIn gives that same weight, as far as I can tell. You can tell me differently, but I believe they give fairly equal weight whether you agreed with the person or disagreed with the person. Because either way, you are giving that person a lot of algorithm love. You gave them your time. Their post was important enough for you to write a response to. So if you really want to show LinkedIn that you like somebody, write a comment. Now, if you don't have too much to say and you just liked someone's post, you can always write thanks for this. You can always write hi, I liked this. Or you can always write agree, hope my network sees this. Or sometimes I comment, you'll see if you follow me, sometimes I comment under things and I write amplify, because I know that if I comment under it, LinkedIn's also more likely to show that to my followers and connections, because I thought it was important enough to comment on. So, these are great ways to show LinkedIn that you liked something and that it should do better in the algorithm, and to also spread it out to some of your connections and buddies. LinkedIn is also looking at whether or not you read someone's full post. So, because they truncate the posts, they can tell if you read those first 3 lines and then liked, commented, moved on, or they can tell if you clicked more and read, or at least hung out on more of it. I mean, as far as I can tell, they're watching how much time you spent looking at that, or if you kind of just scrolled right past it. That would give a little bit of edge in the whole algorithm soup that I don't fully understand on LinkedIn. And then another thing that LinkedIn is looking at, and some other people do look at this, is called dwell time. And the idea of dwell time is this. Let's say I write a post on LinkedIn and it's my Medium article. I've written a new Medium article. I'm posting to let you know my Medium article's out there. It's a 5, 6, 7 minute read. LinkedIn, if you, let's say you click on that link, it opens up in a new tab or wherever, and you are now reading my article on your phone, on your computer, whatever it might be. LinkedIn, and then let's say you come back. You come back to LinkedIn and you keep going through people's stuff, phone or laptop. LinkedIn is measuring how long you were gone to try to figure out if you went to someone's thing, scanned it for 10 seconds, wasn't really that great, you came back to LinkedIn. If you were to be gone for some minutes because you liked my article, or you read it more fully, or you skimmed it more fully, or you took the time to react to it, then sorry, Oz is here. He's live on YouTube, and he's like, "Hey, you're talking about algorithms." Yeah, I'm not talking about negative, terrible algorithms, Oz. Today, I'm trying to talk about how the people who we create things for, because Oz is a creator as well. How can the people who are watching the things that we create and reading our LinkedIn posts tell the algorithms if they like us or not? So again, by the dwell time, LinkedIn is going to be measuring, if you leave LinkedIn, how long did you stay to watch that video, to read that article, to fill out that survey, whatever we asked you to do. And they can kind of tell. Now, nobody knows if you clicked on that, opened up a new window, went to the bathroom, fed the dog, took a walk, came back. I'm sure at some point LinkedIn goes, "Oh, this person just abandoned." But LinkedIn's trying to see how long you're gone before you come back and keep scrolling through. So I would say, if you are looking to read one of my articles or watch one of my videos, it might actually hurt me in the algorithm if you go into the article or video, watch a few seconds and go, you know what, I don't have time for this, I'll watch it later, and then go back into LinkedIn. You might actually be teaching LinkedIn that my content wasn't interesting enough for you to spend a longer amount of time on it. So I would probably say, if I've got an article that you are interested in, or a video that you're thinking about, I would probably say maybe just do save for later in LinkedIn, which you can find by usually the down facing chevron at the top right of the post has a little menu that has some post choices like hide the post or block people. And one of them is save for later. And then on the home page, I think there's a link to your saved stuff. So I would say it might be hurting me or people you love in the algorithm, people we love like Oz, if we go to their video, watch 10 seconds, and mark it in YouTube as "I'll watch it later" and come back. That might actually tell LinkedIn you didn't like it, or it wasn't important, or it wasn't relevant. LinkedIn goes, "Oh, they didn't spend very long looking at that. That must not be important." Now, again, algorithms are a whole universe of guessing why people do things. And again, that's where quantitative and qualitative aren't totally friends. Oh, I don't have a glass of water here. Aren't totally friends, and why the CX and UX world does more qualitative than quantitative. We want to know the whys. But when you're an algorithm and you've got to guess at stuff, generally the assumption is, if you didn't spend very long on that article, it's not that you're going to read it later, it's that you really didn't like it, or it wasn't that good, or not that important or relevant. So, if you want to show LinkedIn that you like a post, you like a person, spend a little more time on that post, expand it where there's see more, or that more option, um, press like or have some reaction to it. Say something in the comments, even if it seems kind of bland and boring, but even every person who posts thank you for posting this, or this was helpful to me, or hi. That helps the YouTube algorithm in some, the LinkedIn algorithm in some way. The opposite of all of these are true if you don't like someone or their posts, and it's showing up in your feed, or you're kind of following them anyway. And so the best thing you can do is kind of go by that post really fast, because that way you didn't click on it and engage with it, you didn't click like, you didn't respond, and you didn't share it. And this is why I always tell people, if there's something or someone you don't like, I know your gut feeling is to battle it and write posts, write a negative response to it. You're wrong. That's not the way this is. And I'll do that, but I'm doing that much less than I used to. Partially because it's not worth my time. It's not great to just fight with people, and I'm teaching the YouTube algorithm that this was good and they should show it to more people. So, as part of my campaign to send garbage to the bottom of the algorithm ocean, remember that if there's someone you don't like or something you don't like, whether that's me or somebody else, the best thing you can do is go right by it. Go by it as fast as possible. If you hang out on it a little bit, LinkedIn goes, "Oh, they found that a little interesting." If you don't like it, keep going. Don't like it, don't share it, and definitely don't comment under it, because that commenting can really, as far as I can tell, give it some good algorithm action. So, a lot of people on LinkedIn do write very inflammatory things on LinkedIn to try to get people to comment. You know, we should have to work 80 hours a week so that we're more productive. Agree? Anytime you see a post ending in agree or disagree, or what do you think, or things like that, that person's just trying to get you to comment. They just want you to comment because they kind of don't care if you agree and they kind of don't care if you disagree, especially if they're the kind of poster who doesn't go and respond to people after you post. I try to respond to everybody who posts something, but I don't always get told you've posted something from YouTube's notification system. But some people are just trying to collect likes and comments so that they can teach the algorithm people like them. Sorry, I'm still struggling with spring allergies. So when you see something that you are against, for example, I see endless posts every day about how wonderful design thinking is, and how someone just got their design thinking certificate, and how we have to do more design thinking. And of course, I'm against this. I think design thinking is hurting UX. I think it's confusing people more about what we do, why we do it, and who does it. I think it is stripping down our quality and our time, and that's bad. When's the last time that was good for anything? So obviously, I have a lot of negative feelings about design thinking, and I spent a lot of a year or so ago fighting people on LinkedIn over it. And ultimately that just didn't make sense, because I ended up amplifying those people. When I commented on their post, LinkedIn told you, "Hey, you follow Debbie, you're connected to Debbie. She's commenting on something. This must be good and important." So I will sometimes battle these things once in a while. I try to do it much, much less. I try to just go by posts that are design thinking is amazing and wonderful and blah, blah, blah. And so if you don't like something, I know you're tempted to write something against it, but in reality, unless you feel like you can really make a difference by writing something against it, which is how I try to weigh something or measure something, like if I say something against this, will someone get my point? Will I really make a difference? Or do I just feel like I have to be right? Or do I just feel like I have to say something? Or do I just feel like I have to tell this person they're wrong? And I try to measure, why am I commenting here right now? Knowing that I'll teach LinkedIn that this is good, knowing that I'll teach LinkedIn I like this, show me more of this. Oz says, Farzan says, smiley face, hello. Oz says, yes, be wary of those folks. They often post something provocative and disappear. Then other people argue in the thread for days. The author's long gone, but reaping the benefit of engagement. I would totally agree, Oz. I think some people do post these inflammatory and clickbaity things. If you look at my posts and my articles, I try to never go for clickbait. I try to name things appropriately, like we learned in high school writing. What is your post about? It's about design thinking claims it can solve the coronavirus, and that's kind of arrogant. Okay, I'll name my article Design Thinking Jumps the Shark, Claims It Can Solve Coronavirus. I don't, far as in thinking of our design thinking discussion. Yeah. So I try to name things honest to what they are. I don't start posts with clickbaity stuff. I once got into a fight with a guy on LinkedIn because he started his post with, no company should ever be customer centric ever. I'm going to go with clickbait on that. But I took the bait. And of course, it was written so that you couldn't see the rest of what he said without clicking more. So then, of course, I clicked more. I took the bait. I looked at it. And his point ultimately was, well, if you were really customer centric, excuse me, forgot to bring a glass of water over, and I'm not going to drink hand sanitizer or tea tree oil. Or I do have chloroseptic. That'll help. If a company were really customer centric, then they would find out what customers wanted and they would build it, even if it's the wrong thing for the company to build. And I thought, well, okay, maybe if something's wrong for a company to do, that's bad and it's got a bad outcome. But I can't think of an example of this. I can't think of an example of a company that really invested in research, CX, UX development, and built something that was right for customers, but that the company should not have built, that it was wrong for them in some ways. And I was like, so I commented, I made the mistake. I took the bait. Kids don't do this. Kids don't try this at home. Ask your mom's permission or dad or both or uncle. I was like, can you give me an example of when this has happened in a company? And by the way, I think your title's very clickbaity because remember, if you just put up the clickbait and some leader or manager or executive is just skimming their LinkedIn feed, then they see a well known author saying, no one should ever be customer centric. They file in their head, nobody should be customer centric. There must be a lot of bad things about it, but I'm not going to read this guy's post or his book or his article to see what his point is. And his point ended up being something rather different. So it was like he ended up being kind of for customer centricity, but with some sort of boundaries that anyone would have anyway. Like be customer centric, but build things that make sense for your company and strategy and product line and customer base. Okay, yes. I ended up blocking that guy because he ended up insulting me when I asked for examples. He acted like, well, you should know. And I was like, oh, great, here we go. I can't even make the hand motion I'm thinking right now because I would have to mark this as explicit. Let's just say, no, thank you. So obviously blocking and hiding, blocking a post, hiding a post, blocking a person, hiding a post, disconnecting from someone. LinkedIn takes these seriously as well. I can tell. I've had days where, there was once a day where a guy blocked me because he had posted, he was an agile coach, and he had posted something completely wrong about how agile and UX should work together. I mean, it was basically engineering taking over UX, and maybe UX gets to say something and maybe they don't. I took the bait and I responded to that. And he ended up blocking me. And then I found that everything I posted for the next day or two was barely seen by anybody. Because at the time I had about 6,000 followers. And sometimes I write a post, and okay, not all my posts are interesting, but sometimes they're seen by like 38 people. And then I go, LinkedIn is killing me in the algorithm. Somebody must have blocked me, disconnected from me, hidden me, something. Something told LinkedIn I'm not good. So just so you know, if you do those things, not only do you save yourself from something or someone you don't like, but you are teaching LinkedIn. So again, I can't prove that LinkedIn does that. I can only say I know for a fact a couple of times people blocked me, and that's fine. I block people too. And then I noticed my posts for the next day or two were barely seen by anybody. So that's certainly a way to send a message to LinkedIn as well. So LinkedIn's a little more complicated than YouTube, but again, these are hopefully some things you can do if you'd like to amplify the people that you like and the content that you like. And as usual, if there's a person you don't like, if there's content you don't like, don't amplify it. Now, sometimes people say to me, but Deb, so and so posted that thing and it was so full of bull. I had to say something. And I go, here's what you do. Because yes, I don't like that person either. Yes, they post a lot of bull. And yes, I'm frequently speaking out against them. But instead of amplifying them by commenting under their post or sharing their post and then saying, I disagree with this, here's what I do. I take a screenshot of their post. So LinkedIn just sees I hung out there for a couple of extra seconds. I take a screenshot of their post and I don't expand it if I don't have to. If I got enough, I don't expand it, screenshot the post. Then I write my own post in my own account in LinkedIn. I don't write to theirs, I don't respond to theirs, I don't share theirs. I put up the screenshot of their post and I say, so and so is saying this, and this is why I disagree with this, and this is why we need more critical thinking, and I didn't share this or click on it so that I wouldn't teach the algorithm that I like it. Please send crappy content to the bottom of the algorithm ocean. And I think you guys are, because many of the times when this guy's stuff ends up in my feed, quite unfortunately, um, I see it's been like pressed like on 5 times. So, and sometimes I might only have 5 likes, and those are still 5 good ones. But considering who he is and the following he claims to have, one might imagine there would be more action there, but I see not a lot of action there. But of course, if I'm seeing it, you press like on it because I don't like him and I don't follow him, so I'm seeing it because you did. I'd love to see that guy less. But then again, it's fun to speak out against him because we should. So I'm not saying under any circumstances should you quiet yourself or just stay quiet. You know, a lot of my messages are think critically, have critical thinking, don't just have it. Think critically, speak up against bull and bad ideas and bad models and hurtful approaches and things that minimize our industry or hurt our jobs and workers. But how can we do that without teaching the algorithm this was good stuff? And I think the secret is just going to be to screenshot it and write your own post and respond to it. We may find out later the algorithm figures something like that out, but as of now, I don't think it does. So that's what I would do to respond to people. And we've got 3 people watching, so if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I've been going live for some time in an unscheduled surprise live stream that I'm going to file in the office hours section, since this is a ask me anything that nobody asked me. You know, how can we teach these algorithms? Deb, how can I teach the algorithm? I like your stuff. How can we get this out to more people? You know, a lot of people write me privately and say, thank you for that post. Thank you for that blog post. Thank you for that article. Well, thank you for saying something. But there's also things you can do to teach these algorithms to share my things to more people. And that's what I would love. And remember, none of this is monetized for me. I don't have an of the month club where I want you to sign up to my website and get content from every month. I opened Patreon, but I don't have the heart to ask you guys for money. I really just want people to get what I hope is good information and helpful information. And have a free library of it on the YouTube channel at deltacx.tv that will redirect you to the YouTube channel. Please do subscribe there. So I set up this fun little button. Here it is. Yes, please remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel at deltacx.com. It is a much better video experience than on LinkedIn. LinkedIn sometimes doesn't tell you I went live. Sometimes it ends my stream. And usually it's delayed 2 minutes, so it's more asynchronous. Whereas you YouTubers will probably notice we're about 20 seconds off. I can respond to you pretty quickly. So please join me on YouTube. Subscribe there. Hit the bell so that you know when I'm going live and doing my stuff. Thanks to those who have. And again, that's not because I make money on it. And you know that a lot of the content creators you follow are asking you to do that because they do make money from it. I do not have this monetized. If I got to the level, YouTube requires you to have at least 1,000 subscribers to make money on stuff. My plan is I do not plan to monetize this. Maybe someday if I have 1 million subscribers, I'll turn on the pay me the money thing, but then they're going to show you ads. So as of now, if you're seeing ads, the money doesn't go to me. I do not have YouTube monetizing on. And of course, I don't make any money from anything you do on LinkedIn. And I make about $3 on every book you buy. So please know that I'm out here doing this as often as I do it to try to help everybody who has questions, concerns, bad jobs, bad projects, concerned about the UX profession. That's why I'm out here. So I really hope that you will. Thanks for watching this, even if you watched it at 1.5 speed. And please do what you can to boost up the people who are saying the helpful things about UX, the change agents, the helpful things, and send to the bottom of the algorithm ocean the clickbaiters, the what was Oz calling them, the people who provoke and don't really engage, because LinkedIn also does measure how much I engage with you. So I like to do that anyway, but I think they're checking. So and one other thing is I think LinkedIn also penalizes you or your post if you tag somebody and then they don't like it or respond to it. Like, ooh, I tagged super famous HR thought leader, but that person didn't press like or write anything. So you're just tagging famous people hoping that it gets to their followers. I think LinkedIn recognizes that as a little bit of a BS move. So be careful with all these things. Don't tag lots of people all the time. Yes, LinkedIn does want you to tag people, but tag relevant quality people who would want to be tagged. Just tag a few of them. Those posts with 40 people tagged, other than, a big announcement you're trying to make. If it's just a regular thing, don't do that. Farzan's still on his quest for design thinking advantages. Good luck, Farzan. If you find something, private message me. We'll turn it into a podcast. Thanks, everybody, for watching the impromptu live stream. Of course, I will be live 3 times this week, other than this. Tonight's podcast is Should UX Designers Learn to Code? Tuesday, of course, is office hours, and I'm already getting some amazing questions. So please tune in tomorrow or watch it later in the office hours playlist in YouTube. And, of course, Wednesday, the always amazing Lee Andres, who's going to talk about creating good relationships with recruiters and how to tell good recruiters from bad recruiters. And with that, thank you for everything you can do to bump me in the algorithm and for not sending me to the bottom of the ocean. And Oz says, good conversation. He's going out to have a cigar by the river. Sounds good, Oz. Stay safe. And I guess we'll see everybody reasonably soon. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Delta CX is available for consulting and projects related to CX and UX strategy, leadership, training, problem finding, problem solving, and innovation. Learn more at deltacx.com.